Hey there, it's Charlie here. Thanks so much for asking all these wonderful questions about how I've set up my studio, how I live cast, all those kind of things. So I figured I'd give you a tour and go through all these questions. So the first thing is the Blackmagic Ultra Studio Mini Recorder. And what that's used for is, and I'll kind of show you the little setup here. Here's the device. You can see this little square, or this little rectangular box, the Blackmagic Mini Recorder, and that takes the signal from the camera's HDMI to the computer's input. Like, this is USB-C for my MacBook Pro. I have the new MacBook Pro, but it also is the normal Thunderbolt, as they call it, for a normal MacBook. And all it does is it just takes the signal from HDMI out of the camera and pushes it into the computer as a video input source. And just so you know, on my cameras, and I'll show you all of my cameras here. Let me see if I can get it down here for you. These are the two cameras, and this is a Pelican box, by the way, that you can cut out these little foam things. You basically pull these foam things out, and you customize the way you want this to sit. I love these because they're waterproof, and they're also float. And then I'm down here in Florida, if I drop something like in the water, that works out well. So on the camera, there's a spot with an HDMI out, and it's right over here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can show that to you. Let's see if we can get better lighting here. There we go. Nope. Here we go. And if you can see that HDMI out, that's the connection that shoots it out to the Black Ultra Mini Studio little dealio. So the cameras that I use are the Canon T6S, Rebel T6S, and the one I'm actually shooting on right now is another one of my cameras. It's the Canon G7X Mark II. And I love this camera because it's a real easy point and shoot. It's got great pickup on sound. Does not have a microphone in though, that's an issue. And it really helps get the emotional feel. Like, it's got 60 frames per second. So it's a great kind of vlogging camera if you're gonna do any vlogging instead of more professional, like photo shoot kind of deal. And it works out real well. So those cameras that I use are DSLRs. I have two of them, same model, the T6S. The only caveat is this: they only film for 30 minutes, and you got to reset the film. Like, you got to press the record button again. That's an issue when I'm doing my hour-long recordings. And I do have a Panasonic camcorder for long-haul recordings, as I call it. And this thing can record for like 2 or 3 hours. Let's see if I can get better lighting. There we go. And it's good. The quality of it, though, in terms of compared to DSLR, isn't there. And I really love the quality of DSLR. So this is the HCX920, which is probably out of date now, meaning that there's a newer model for it. And that's kind of the cameras that I use for doing the monthly trainings. I did the first monthly training on that camcorder. Didn't like the lighting. Did the rest on this, and you'll see me actually, if you watch the live casts, go and reset the camera at 25-30 minutes, and that's kind of a pain in the rear. So I don't know the camera to use if it's DSLR that goes beyond that just yet. I think the C300 or 100, whatever Brendan uses, is something to think through. So that's really powerful. Other than that, let me go through these questions and make sure I got them all for you. And we have, what's the actual physical setup and flow? Start with camera and mic, go to Magic Box, and on computer, which employs Wirecast, that sends it out to the window. And that basically, Wirecast takes the signal from the Blackmagic and pushes it to YouTube Live, for example, or Facebook Live, or Ustream, which is what Brendan uses. I don't use that. Also, I wanted to make sure I showed you this. I do all my sound. I bought these high-end Sony, this is the receiver, Sony wireless lav system. And this goes right on top of the camera. You can see its little boot. And then you have the wire pack that you wear with the lavalier mic. This is the lavalier mic. And the wire pack that you wear here. I have two of those. They were kind of pricey. They're like $600 each, which was a heavy endeavor. But you can use the ATR, I think it's a 3350 lavalier wired mic for like $30, as long as you're not moving around too much. So what you do there, and I used to do this, is I'd have that mic tucked into my shirt, coming out the back, going down my pant leg kind of, and then that would go right in the camera. And had like I think it had like a 15-foot cable on it, which was great for the room that I'm in. But the only issue was sometimes you trip on it's just kind of a pain sometimes if you're moving around too much. But it worked fine. And you can also get an extender for it, so that could be fine too. if you don't want to spend the big money for the wireless. I use the wireless for outside stuff like that, so that was a big part of me. So let me go over the next question here. Wirecast software only, that's, yes, downloadable. What is Ustream and what do I need to do with it? Ustream is the way to high-end stream video. If you're really going after like thousands of people, like Brennan is, that would be what Ustream is for. I use YouTube Live. That works just awesome. I love it. And Facebook Live, and I use that right off the phone, and I do that dual setup. And let's see what else we got here. What camera would you use if you started new? I would probably find a DSLR camera that didn't have the 30-minute time limit. So my wireless mic, plug into the good camera. Yep. And I told you what that was, the ATR. What lights would you use? So I have 3 LED panels, and I have them on just for context. These are LED panels. I got them on Amazon as a 3-pack. So 2 of them are on normal tripod stands that came with them. And these have actual dimmers. I don't know if you can see. They have a dimmer to control, and then you can turn off like stripes. I'll show you that. See how some of the stripes are off in there. I never really use that. I do use the dimmers. These are the fancier LED 500A. They're pretty old, so I don't know if they still have them. And then I have a boom mic. You can see it up here. Or a boom light that really helps light me up from above, and it doesn't reflect on that whiteboard. Now I chose to go whiteboard instead of flip chart because flip charts are kind of a pain to keep around and do all that stuff. And this whiteboard I use when I do all my coaching sessions. I'll put up the coaching, the action list, all the items, and then I take pictures of it, put it in their notes. They love that, so it's really powerful. Then I can teach from the TV as well, and I've done that a few times. Used to do that a lot. I prefer the whiteboard personally nowadays, but that's totally your choice. Do you need blackout curtains? I do have these big, thick curtains for this huge slider up here in the studio in the sky, and that works out great. They do dampen sound as well. I haven't needed to dampen sound, but just want to make sure you got that. What mobile cart tray are you using to set your laptop on? That's this guy. You can see it. This is Techni, I think is a mobile cart, and it was on Amazon for like 80 bucks. And it's so awesome because it's on wheels. You can move it around. It's so cool. I'll send you the link for that. Do you ever teach from your computer via Zoom? If I do teach from my computer, usually I'm recording it with ScreenFlow or share my screen with Skype. I don't use Zoom personally. Nothing against Zoom, I just haven't tried it. Yes, I do share my screen, and that's done through Skype screen share, which you can do with more than one person now. And what do you have thoughts about monitors? You said it sounds like you already got the monitor, but I have a 60-inch Vizio. I got this at Costco. And this works out great. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably get a smaller one, because with that size screen in this size room, I run into the issue where it's hard to get the lighting right, so it's not reflecting on the screen. I figured it out, but it took a while to do that. With my smaller monitor, they used to have it worked out better. Yeah, so I think that covers everything. I just wanted to make sure. Let me kind of go through the flow for you. So when I plug in, I got my laptop on this stand. I don't have it there now. I plug the black box in. I do run the audio separate. So what happens, and I want to make sure you see this, is I have this goes into the laptop. No, this goes into the laptop. And this is a microphone and headphone splitter. Because you know the iPhone has in one connection microphone and headphone. So what this does is it goes into the laptop and it splits the microphone out. So this goes into the actual output on my receiver over here. So on the receiver there's the output to, what's the output to? Oh, it goes to the mic and the camera, so that the camera's recording. Then there's the headphones. And the headphones is what I use to send the sound signal over to the laptop, so that it's streaming the sound and the video out to YouTube Live. So I plug this in to the output on my receiver of the microphone, wireless mic. This goes into the laptop. Then this goes into the laptop. This is connected to the ultrasound. And then this goes into the camera, the HDMI, mini HDMI. And that's that. So I hope this helps. Thanks so much for asking all the great questions. If you have any more, just let me know. Oh, one more thing I want to show you is that I have on the back of this TV, this has been great for lighting, is this articulating arm. I can go out 3 feet with it and move it all around. And that's helped so much with keeping the lighting where it needs to be. Meaning that, you know, I get all the lights set up and I get this set up and then there's a reflection in the camera, move the tripod a little bit. I can move the TV all around, so it works out great. So that articulating arm I got on Amazon, and I'll put the link in for you too. That all being said, thanks so much. Hope this helps. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, it's Charlie here. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope I'm helping you live, lead, and love a purposeful, passionate, productive, positive, and profitable life. And I just want to let you know I got 3 things for you. 1, if you like these videos, feel free to go ahead and click subscribe. And I'll keep you updated as soon as they come out. Really have great content, really helping answer people's questions and taking you to the next level with these little videos that I do. 2nd, if you think I can help you, feel free to fill out my questionnaire that will kind of frame for me what you're struggling with, what your ambitions are, meaning what you really would like to have happen. And maybe you don't know, that's cool. We'll work together to figure that out. And then 3rd, go ahead and sign up for my monthly mastery program, where I go through every month in an online community and teach, train, put an hour-long video up. We've got a bunch in the can already for you in there, so you can get that clarity, get that perspective, and the support from me, because I'm in the community answering questions for you. And I'm in there usually twice a week, going through, making sure you get the answers. I typically, if the question's good, in the sense that it's gonna be for more than just you in a specific circumstance, I'll go through and make a video answer for you so that you can really get that perspective and mastery with it too. So thanks so much. I hope you're having an amazing day, and take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.